Ball in the Mid-Columbia Conference in Hermiston High School's Doghouse. This is your Sway Motors Tailgate Show. I'm Eric Olson alongside Sonny Levy on your home of Bulldog Athletics, AM 1360 KOHU. We also welcome you if you're joining us online at GoHermiston.com and Mixler.com/1360 KOHU. Our web stream powered by Eastern Oregon Telecom. That's internet at the speed of life. The Chiawana Riverhawks are down from Pasco, and in boys basketball, they are looking for a series sweep with wins in JV and freshman already. Now Kobe Young, the Boise State-bound star, and his high-flying Riverhawks will be ready to take on a Hermiston team that is trying to go 2-1 here in week 2 of the Mid-Columbia Conference schedule, coming off of last night a loss at Kennewick, 77-49. It's going to be a shorthanded Bulldogs team. It's going to be a shorthanded Chiawana Riverhawks team. Both are without starters here tonight in Hermiston. And as we look at Hermiston coming off of a game last night, Chiawana played on a Thursday night, the third game in 5 days for both of these teams. We test the legs going into tonight's contest, Sonny.
Absolutely. We'll see how well this preseason, conditioning has done for them, or how much it hasn't done. Because if you got tired legs, you're going to have short shots.
The Riverhawks are a team that likes to get up a lot of shots. They are a high-paced, high-flying team. Lots of points, lots of three-point opportunities when they can. They like to play above the rim, but a lot of what they like to do is play outside the three-point line. It'll be a test for a Hermiston team that is still looking for that offensive magic, and as we said, will be a little bit short-handed. When we continue the Sway Motors tailgate show, we'll talk a little bit more about who's not here tonight for these two teams and celebrate a first in Bulldog history as well. That's when we come back in 2 minutes on AM 1360 KOHU. Eric Olson, Sonny Levy with you in the CMG Financial broadcast booth here at Hermiston High School as the Bulldogs stream out onto the court tonight to start their warm-ups, a little more than 20 minutes away from the contest with Chiawana. Hermiston's going to be a bit short-handed tonight. Arguably the most athletic in the program, especially going off of that two-handed jam we saw Tuesday night against Southridge. Riley Clark has, unfortunately, had to go into quarantine, so he's going to miss 3 games. They are hoping to have him back next Friday against Pasco, which could be a really big one for Hermiston. Not having Clark, who is also about ready to sign and make his commitment to go to Western Oregon University to throw for their track and field program, obviously creates a big hole for Drew Perniger's team.
Yes, it does. I mean, the springs, the quickness, and as we saw last week, it was just also the defensive pressure that he was able to put on for the Bulldogs.
So that's one starter out. Another starter from the start of the season who is not here. Hector Ramirez had been coming off of the bench, but he has had a family emergency, so he is in North Carolina. Missed yesterday, will miss it today as well. They are hoping to have him back Monday when the team goes to Walla Walla to take on the Blue Devils. So Hermiston's down a couple of guys. It means the changes in the starting lineup. Tyler Lynn, who had been coming off of the bench kind of as that de facto sixth man, he is now in the starting 5, along with Ben Wicks, who got into the starting lineup last night, and he had the second highest point total, 11 points, a real spark for Hermiston. And he's a guy who was working as hard as anybody in the gym at practices and earning himself minutes and shots right now.
And probably pound for pound, one of the strongest kids on the Hermiston squads. I mean, a football player that was a strong player. We didn't see him this year out there, but he's very physically strong, so should have a lot of good endurance out there for Hermiston.
So Bulldogs down 2, couple of changes in their starting lineup. 20th year Chiawana head coach Chad Herron is in a similar situation. They are going to be without Luke Levitt, a sophomore who had been starting for them, 10.3 points per game. His cousin is graduating from med school, so he is away at that celebration. And they had an injury to Connor Mendez, their junior guard, who would have, well, last year he was a second-team all-conference guy, and he had wrist surgery recently. They are hoping to have him back during the games in the month of June. What does that mean? Well, along with Kobe Young and Jaden Martinez, who you expect, Taylor Perez, a senior, and then Caden Davis and Cash Calloway round out the 5. Now, Calloway is scoring almost 11 points per game. Davis, one of 9 seniors in this Chiawana roster. And one of the challenges you face, if you got 9 seniors, there are only 5 starting spots, and there's only 1 basketball, and they got a couple of really skillful young guys, too. So trying to fit everything around you understand why Chiawana likes to play so fast-paced. It allows everybody to get shots up.
Yeah, the more shots you get up, more time, especially if you get a lead, the more time you can get those other players off the bench and maybe showcase what they have. But they do have a couple of big stars that Hermiston's going to have to contend with right off the bat.
The first one you're contending with is the 6'5 senior Kobe Young, who has committed to go and join the Boise State Bronco program and play for Leon Rice. Here is the wild one. Chad Herron, before he came to Chiawana, was the head coach at Pasco for almost a decade, which is his alma mater. So is Leon Rice's alma mater. He was, Leon, a freshman when Chad Herron was in the program a little bit ahead of him. And so they actually go way, 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 way back. But as we'll highlight later on tonight, it was the blink of an eye that Kobe Young earned that offer from Boise State and got himself a location to go to play basketball next year. We said a first time ever for the Bulldog program. It was the Hermiston girls who earlier this afternoon on the Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard went to Chiawana, and they had all momentum with them after last night's win over Kennewick here, Tuesday's win over Southridge there. They went there to the Pasco High School Chiawana, and they won 46-41. Mallory Moss's team 3-0 in week 2. They are back to 500 at 3-3 after that inauspicious first week. They have found their shooting touch, obviously, and they have found their first win in 7 tries against Chiawana, dating back to Hermiston joining league, actually dating back to 2015, but there weren't matchups that predate Hermiston joining the Mid-Columbia Conference. So congrats to the Bulldog girls. They got a win. Can the Bulldog boys pick up an upset here tonight against the River Sox? Hermiston is 1-4. Chiawana is 2-2, coming off of a Thursday night loss at Walla Walla. We'll tell you a little bit more about Chiawana's schedule and what they've done so far this year when we come back. 2 minutes and we're back on the Swim Hunters Tailgate Show on KOHU. And Sonny Levy with you here as we come to the end of the Sway Motors Tailgate Show. About ready for introductions and tip-off tonight. Hermiston and Chiawana. Bulldogs 1-4. The Riverhawks 2-2. Also tonight, Kamiakin and Richland on the schedule. So we will find out how the Kamiakin Braves are doing tonight against a tough test in the Richland Bombers. The perennial power with maybe the most powerful right now. Right now, the Pep Band is here. And they've got your national anthem. Hermiston Pep Band with the national anthem. There's a smattering of fans across the way. 2 tickets each for the Bulldog boys. The Chiawana JV and freshman teams also watching on as we get ready to introduce the starters. So let's meet the team. Starting lineups are brought to you by Gawler Health. 20th year head coach Chad Herron in charge of this Chiawana team, and he introduces this starting 5. Of course, it starts with the straw that stirs the drink, the 6'5" senior guard Kobe Young. He'll be flanked by the 6' senior guard Caden Davis, the 6' senior guard Taylor Perez, the 6' senior guard Jaden Martinez, and the 6' junior guard Cash Calloway. As it turns out, 14 guys on the Chiawana varsity roster. They're all listed as guards. 20 years in charge of Chiawana. Chad Herron is assisted by Gary Jones, Brian Calloway, Kenneth Alford, and Aria Warren. The athletic director in Chiawana is John Kazier. Principal is John Walrick. Superintendent is Michelle Whitney. And the trainer at the Riverhawks home is Brooke Robert, where the Hermiston girls were earlier this evening on the Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard, a 46-41 victory for them. JV game in this gym before this one went Chiawana's way, 70-29. And now they've dropped the lights to introduce the starting lineups for these 2 teams in alternating fashion. And for the Hermiston Bulldogs and Drew Perniger, couple of tweaks to the lineup without Riley Clark and without Hector Ramirez. They will, and as they have been for the last week, start the freshman Grant Olson, along with the point guard, a sophomore Kiki Carrillo, shooting guard, a junior Jaden Ramirez, and 2 more guards, junior Ben Wicks and junior Tyler Lynn. Drew Perniger in his 2nd year. His dad, Scott Perniger, is his lead assistant. Taylor Smith is the JV coach. Ricardo Rodriguez is the freshman coach, and Dylan Caldwell has become a program coach. There's some great issues and some, oh wow, it's everyday commitment issues for guys that weren't able to learn that a year ago as freshmen. So no JV2 team now here at Hermiston. But the Bulldogs are also trying to get through a short bench here tonight, because you still got to make sure you get the quarters in and play the JV game as well. So it will be a short bench for Drew Perniger against a Chiawana team that likes to run. The rest of that starting lineup for Hermiston, of course, the athletic director is Larry Usher. Vicky Paola is his assistant. The principal at Hermiston High School is Tom Spoo, and the superintendent in the district is Dr. Tricia Mooney. The trainer, 20 years here in Hermiston, is, as ever, Dan Emery. I talked to him on Tuesday night. I said, hey, Dan, I'm pretty sure this is right. This is 20 years for you, right? He's like, yep. 20 years here. I said, no, I knew you weren't 20, Dan.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I tell you what, for a guy to come in here and be basically sold into the Hermiston program for as many years as he's been here and take care of these athletes the way that he has, Hermiston Athletic group has really taken a leap forward.
Well, we got a lot of shooting guards out there right now. It's like a entire court full of birthday boys as Grant Olson is in the jump circle along with Kobe Young. The Boise State-bound Young will win the tip. They mistimed the jump, but either way, Chiawana's got it. In their Navy uniforms with white numerals, lob and a dunk. Kobe Young starts off the game with a 2-point jam. Taylor Perez on the assist. Hopefully not a harbinger of things to come. Ball through Benwick's hands on the far sideline. He'll move back to the top of the floor, drive into lane, has it tipped out of his hands. Stolen by Callaway, Cash Callaway. For Chiawana, gives right side. Young will try a three and hit it off the back iron and in. And Young's got the first 5 points of the game. 36 seconds into the contest. Tyler Lynn between the rings for Olson. Olson hands off to Jaden Martinez. Back to Wicks. Had 11 points last night and lost to Kennewick. Kobe Young steps in front of a pass, has a steal. He'll drive, dump it off for a trailing Taylor Perez. 2 points at a timeout for Drew Pruniger. We're 54 seconds into the contest, and the Hermiston head coach has to use a 30-second timeout. I guess when you go right from the start, I mean, that's more or less the equivalent of getting a new driver and hitting a 320-yard bomb with that alley-oop to start the game.
Well, you know, and that was one thing. There was no backside help whatsoever. I mean, when you've got Kobe Young in the lineup and you feel a pick outside on the wing, you know something's coming. Somebody's got to drop back to help protect backside.
Sonny's phone appropriately representing the start of this game. 7:06 on the clock, 7-0 scoreline. I don't think it was quite loud enough to hear what truly happens every time Sonny gets a message. Tyler Lynn throws it right side, and Jaden Ramirez has it on the wing. Up top to Wicks. He'll come to his left and give to Carrillo. Carrillo back to Wicks in the left corner. He'll circle into the paint, find space, and right scoop shot goes. Ben Wicks attacks the middle, gets to the 10, and Hermiston's down by 5. Other end, quick drive. Perez misses. Rebound for Davis out to the left perimeter. And Callaway's three-pointer's off back iron. Kobe Young's got the rebound. Kicks into the left corner and back out to him. Young sizes up a three-pointer. Back iron too hard. Saved in by Perez to a cutting Martinez. Martinez skips it across into the right corner for Davis. Davis back up top to Callaway. Cash Callaway, 10.8 points per game. The junior will back it up and kick right side for Davis, the senior. Skip pass across, left side Perez. He'll attack baseline, under the basket, flips it to Young. Having trouble, Young battling with Ramirez. Goes tumbling to the floor. No whistles on any of the contact. Lynn's got it. Out to Ramirez on the left side. To a cutting Carrillo. It's poked out of his hands. Callaway gets it to Young. Young will attack and scoop shot. Misses the layup, knocked out of his hands and fouled. And 2 foul shots coming for Kobe Young on the first foul of the game. Comes with 5:52 on the clock in the first quarter, and Jaden Ramirez is called for the harm. So Young is going to Boise State. This is something that all came together pretty quick. According to Chad Heron, it was a week before the basketball season started. He was at an AAU tournament over in the area and playing against Boise State head coach Leanne Rice's youngest son. And they had been talking to Kobe last spring. Never got to an offer sheet, but They had been talking with him, Boise State had. He had gotten an offer from Idaho State, wasn't really interested. University of San Diego wasn't interested. And what Chad Herron says is Leon Rice called him after the tournament and said, hey, is anybody talking to Kobe right now? He said, no. All right, well, let me talk to my assistants. I think we'll have an offer for him tomorrow. Because what he liked was Kobe was getting hammered all over the floor, wasn't getting calls, and was still helping the other team up. He was handling his stride. He wasn't complaining about it. He took it really professionally, and Leon Rice liked that. Liked it so much, Kobe Young's got a Division I basketball offer that came a week before this season started. He made 1 of 2 on that trip and an 8-2 lead. Kiki Carrillo, lefty floater, rolls in off the iron, and Hermiston's got their second bucket of the game. Cuts the Chiawana lead in half with 5:33 left in the first quarter. Throw it into Young. Young will attack Olsen. Bump, foul, and a basket. And there's really not a whole lot you can do on the second foul against Hermiston. Oh, it was Wicks, actually, who got called for the harm. So Young split the foul shots a second ago. Now has 1 to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way, and he does. 11-4 lead with 5:24 left in the first quarter. On the right side, Young is checking Olsen, who's been Hermiston's leading scorer. The freshman has it right now, too far away from the hoop for a shot. Although you heard from Drew Pruninger in the pregame, he's got to get shots up. He's got to be selfish. Pass past Wicks into the backcourt. He'll just let it roll out far sideline. Chiawana ball on the turnover. Scott Pruninger, the assistant coach, up and directing traffic as this high-pressure Riverhawks team has forced some early turnovers for Hermiston. 3 minutes in, Bulldogs down by 7. Jaden Martinez on the right side. He's the other guy for this Chiawana team that probably is basketball in his future next year. Just not sure where yet. He's got it on the left perimeter. Kicks it onto the wing. Callaway three-pointer. Front iron off. Tipped out by Davis. The back tip, though, ends up with Lynn, who hands off to Carrillo. Carrillo running up the court on the far sideline. Moves to the middle of the floor. At the top of the key, Carrillo throws left side for Lynn. Back up top to Olsen. Coming to his right. Leaves it. Carrillo, right corner. 3-ball. Airballed it into the hands of Davis for Chiawana. Up court to Perez. Perez drives, kicks. Callaway, right corner. Head fake, and he dishes it back out to Perez. Perez, long distance 3. Front iron short. The long rebound picked up by Olsen. One-touch pass to Ramirez. Jaden Ramirez will attack, draw the foul. As he baited Perez into the contact. It's the first foul on Chiawana, and Jaden Ramirez earns a trip to the foul line for Hermiston.
Well, and that's what Hermiston's got to do. They, if Chiawana wants to go ahead and settle for that outside shot, they've got to go ahead and try and get it up and down the court faster.
And then on the other side of the floor, this is what Hermiston has to do as well and more frequently. They're a team that's only making 4.5 free throws per game through the first game, and they're averaging 64% from the line. Ramirez missed them both, but still, you got to get opportunities to get to the line and get that wide open 15-foot unguarded shot. Callaway, top of the key, three-pointer, off iron. Good box out by Wicks, but it ends up falling to Davis's hands. Out to Young, three-pointer splash. Kobe Young's got 12 of Chiawana's 14, and they're up by 10. 3:48 left in the first quarter. Olsen has on the right wing. He is not shot yet in this game. Jaden Ramirez, left wing. Into the corner for Carrillo. Carrillo guarded by Perez. Back out to Olsen. Coming right, gives to Ramirez. Ramirez slips, gives it up to Carrillo. Carrillo wants a high pick from Wicks. He'll take it going left. Carrillo down the left lane. Flings a floater up, misses everything into the hands of Martinez. Out near sideline. Callaway to Young. Young will drive baseline under the hoop. Scoop shot. Rims around and out. Rebounded by Davis. Back out to Young. Up top, Martinez, top of the key. 3 splash. Wide open look for Jaden Martinez. The passes are quick in transition and in the half court. And with 3:02 left, it's a 17-4 lead for Chiawana. Wick steps into what is a long 2 at the top of the key. Off iron. Davis has the rebound. Kick it out near side for Callaway. Cash Callaway, the junior, will swing it around perimeter. Right corner now for Perez. Perez back to Callaway. Left baseline 15. Back iron and in. First points of the night for Callaway. Now they just got to get Caden Davis on the scoreboard, and every starter for Chiawana will have a bucket. Kobe Young's got 12 points already. Tyler Lynn on the left wing circles back up to the top of the key with the Bulldogs down by 15. Under 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Wicks up top. Hands off to Lynn. Back to Wicks. Wicks drives in and draws a foul. Hit by Martinez, who goes and helps him up. Second Chiawana foul, and Wicks earns a trip to the line. The other 4 Bulldogs back on the other end of the floor with Drew Pruniger getting some instruction. And they have to control pace even better than they are now because there's no bench depth.
No, there's no bench. They've also, Hermiston has got to start controlling some of the boards also. They're allowing, second, third, and fourth shots for this Riverhawk team.
19-6 after Wicks hits them both. A little more than 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Callaway throws it into trouble. Caden Davis back out to Martinez. Bounce pass right baseline. Perez kicks it left wing. Three-pointer for Young. Front iron off, and Wicks has the board for Hermiston. He'll turn and find Carrillo. Under 2 minutes left. The Bulldogs trailing by 13. Into the front court, Carrillo will slow up and run a play. Left wing for Lynn. Lynn against Davis, one of the guys who could back him down. They get in the right position out to the near side for Carrillo. Carrillo, pick pop for Olsen, off iron left, rebound put back. Lynn's floater short. He gets his own rebound in the paint in a forest of trees, misses that shot. Rebound Olsen, put back, rims around and out. Olsen back tips the miss, and Davis has it for Chiawana. Out to Perez, far sideline. Kobe Young drives baseline, Euro step at the lane, glass and good. Kobe Young's got 14. It's a 21-6 lead for the Riverhawks with 1:10 left in the first quarter. Olsen coming right, bounce pass near sideline to Garrett Hendon, who came in at the timeout. Up top again to Olsen at the foul line. Leaves it for Traylon Wicks. Pull-up jumper at the foul line. Rattles around halfway down. Martinez has it for Chiawana on the rebound. Straight down the middle of the floor. Martinez gives to Young. Extra pass. Callaway corner three. Nothing but the bottom of the net. He's got 5, 24-6. Final 40 seconds here in the first quarter. On the right side, Hendon hesitates against Callaway. Bounce it back out. Olsen, high pick for Carrillo. Right side for Hendon. Back over to Olsen in the left corner for Lynch. He'll drive baseline. Pull up 12-footer. Floats in over the top of Martinez. Tyler Lynn's got his first point of the night. 24-8. 15 seconds left. Bulldogs really could use a stop here. Just a small victory. Kobe Young misses a 12-foot baseline jumper. 6 seconds left. Get a shot out of it. Up to Olsen. Pull up three. Rims around and out. And it's tipped into the hands of Davis to bring us to the end of the first quarter. 24-8 is the score after one period here at Hermiston High School. We'll be back in 1 minute with second quarter action on AM 1360 KOHU. Take a look at Columbia Orthodontics' scoreboard. Earlier tonight, the Hermiston girls did something they had never done before. They beat Chiawana 46-41, and after a quarter, Kamiakin has a 23-10 lead over the Richland Bombers. Chiawana here, 24-8, 1 quarter in the books. Bulldogs with the ball, attacking left to right. And into the game for the first time, Rafael Vargas. Hendon will drive into the paint. He's fouled on the arm. Hit by Arlo Valdivinos. Arlo, first time in the game. He commits the 3rd team foul on the Riverhawks. Chad Aaron's changes include Aiden Mason, a senior guard. Ty Mantarola, senior guard. Well, I said they're all listed as guards. Trey Garcia, Valdivinos. Dion Wright, a sophomore. So Young's got 14 points to pace everybody. Hendon gets the first of the 2 foul shots for Hermiston. Short on the second. And it's picked up by Mason. Pushes the pace out to the right side for Wright. The only youngster out there on the floor right now for the Riverhawks with 4 seniors. 4 of the 9 seniors that Chiawana has. A couple of them in that starting lineup. Left side drive and a kick into the left corner. Garcia 3-pointer off the top of the backboard. Tipped to the hands of Olsen. Olsen to Carrillo. And Hermiston trailing 24-9. 45 seconds into the second quarter. Possess. Grant Olsen left side for Carrillo. Kiki, leading scorer for this team at 6.5 points per game. Olsen, baseline, Hendon, extra pass, up top to Carrillo, comes to his right, finds space, lefty floater in the lane, rims around and out. Ball is tipped into the hands of Mantarola. He's down on the floor, he and Carrillo tied up. Jump ball possession is Chiawana's. And a change for Hermiston. Carrillo gets his first break, and Jaden Ramirez comes in the game. So Rafael Vargas, the sophomore, I believe will become the point guard for Hermiston. On the offensive side, he'll check up top as Hermiston has dropped into a 2-3 zone. Left elbow jumper for Valdivinos. Well, splashes. First points for them in the second quarter. About 90 seconds in, 26-9 is the score line. Hand off to Olsen, finds some space, right baseline, closed out well. Chiawana also zoning. Pass through Olsen's hands, he gets it back and gives to Lynn at the top of the key. Lynn coming left, hands off to Vargas, back up top to Olsen, 10 on the shot clock. To circling Hendon, it's knocked out of the senior's hands and then stolen away by Valdivinos. Valdivinos sizes up the layup and it's too hard. Rebound tipped out and Mason's got it. Gives left corner for Garcia. Back up top, 3-pointer for Wright. Off back iron, Valdivinos saves it and throws it all the way back to half court where Mantarola is there in the front court to keep it. Chiawana possession. 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. 26-9 the score line. Dion Wright throws it in. His hand is hit. Pass is tipped. Valdivinos gets it. No looks across the lane to Garcia. And it's tipped out and it will roll out in front of the Chiawana bench. Hermiston does end up with the possession. And they will have a change as Ben Wicks will come back on and Tyler Lynn gets his first break.
Well, Eric, one thing I've noticed so far, when you go up aggressive like Chiawana's been doing on their shots, they're not floating the ball up. We seem to be doing a lot of teardrop floaters, especially against this, even with the second crew that's a lot shorter than the starters.
Wicks jump stop in the lane, gets almost clotheslined, and he will be to the foul line to shoot 2 on a Valdivinos foul. It's Arlo Valdivinos' second foul and puts Ben Wicks back at the charity stripe where he is 2 for 2 tonight. Wicks has 4. It actually is Hermiston's top point total thus far. And a first one in and out. 11 points last night at Kennewick in the 74-49 loss. His first start of the season. Wicks 0 for 2, and the rebound bounces around, but Garcia ends up with it for Chiawana. Near sideline give to Mantarola. Skip pass into the stands on the far sideline. And with 5:24 left in the second quarter, a 26-9 lead for the Riverhawks. But we're 2 minutes and 40 seconds into this quarter, and it's 2-1 Chiawana. And Hendon drives, and he was fouled before the shot went off.
Yeah, he waved it off. First he countered it, and
Garcia with the foul, 5th team foul on the Riverhawks. Hermiston is attacking the middle, you would almost say with reckless abandon right now.
Yes.
Into Hendon, up top to Olsen on the perimeter right. Kicks it into the left wing. Hendon's got it in the corner. Hendon will come out of that corner, skip pass near side to Jaden Ramirez. Ramirez, jab steps, comes to his left, throws it right down to Olsen. Olsen backing down. Dion Wright got him in the air and got the foul. Dion Wright commits his first. Now 6 team fouls against Chiawana. And Olsen, who is scoreless, gets 2 foul shots. The freshman misses the first. So Hermiston is, for the first time this season, getting to the foul line with some regularity. But right now they can't put him down. Olsen missed both as well. They're 1 for 6 in the quarter from the line and 3 for 10 total from the foul line. Left elbow, Mason turns around. He's so wide open, he threw it too hard. Wicks has the rebound for Hermiston. It is still 2-1 Chiawana in this quarter. 4:33 left in the second. 26-9 is the total score, and a foul on Mason, his first 7th team foul. So a 1-and-1 opportunity coming. And Olsen will be back at the stripe. Four and a half minutes left in the second quarter. And this second unit is for Chiawana picking up fouls with reckless abandon. So Hermiston will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Olsen misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Dion Wright at the foul line. Kicks it right side on a tip pass to Garcia. Garcia gets it back. Tees a three-pointer. Swish. Trey Garcia gets into the scorer's book and hits our second field goal of this quarter. Jaden Ramirez, threaded pass, tipped out of bounds, far sideline. It'll stay Hermiston's possession. And Olsen's going to come out for Tyler Lynn. The Riverhawks get Mark Lapointe, the senior, onto the floor for Valdivinos. Into Hendon. Hendon, one of Hermiston's seniors, gives it on the left wing for Jaden Ramirez. Circling to his right, and an offensive foul is going to be called, an illegal screen on Wicks.
His second.
Only third foul on Hermiston with 4:06 left in the second quarter. 29-9. The Bulldogs have gone half of a quarter without a field goal. Left side for Dion Wright, the sophomore. Drive, skips it into the right corner for Monterola. Tees up another three. Back iron off. Offensive rebound for Garcia. He'll throw it up in the paint. Got shoved down. No whistle. His palms to the sky. Deservedly so. Jaden Ramirez brings it into the front court. Throws to Garcia. Left corner for Lynn. Tyler Lynn works in the paint. Bounce pass to Wicks at 12-footer. Way too hard. Mason's got the air ball on the backside. 3.5 minutes left in the second quarter. 29-9. Drive and attack in the paint to foul. Garcia's going to the line to shoot 2. And Jaden Ramirez, his second, and the 4th team foul on the Bulldogs, puts Garcia at the line to shoot a pair. Riverhawks coming off of a 77-75 loss Thursday night at Walla Walla, where they had a 9-point lead with 2 minutes left in the game. But Jacob Corum, who Chad Heron says is probably the best pure shooter in the league, hit a 3-point shot, kicked his leg out, got hit, got the 4-point play out of it. That cut the 9 down to 5. Chiawana missed 1 of 2 at the line. Corum came down, hit a 3-pointer just inside half court. That got it to 2. Again, missed foul shots, and then it was Dylan Wasser who hit the buzzer beater to give Walla Walla the 2-point win. Foul on a drive by Carrillo, and now Carrillo is going to the line to shoot 2 on Mantarola's first foul. So Hermiston is getting to the foul line better than they have in any quarter, honestly, in the last couple of years. But being there is not necessarily pleasant so far, but Carrillo hits his first. Just 2 of 8 right now from the line this quarter. Make it 2 of 9 as Carrillo misses the second. 31-10 with 3:03 left in the second quarter. Mason on the right wing. Circling left, loses a handle, gets it back. He'll throw it and get it right back. Mason down the lane on the give and go, off. Rebound tipped to the air a couple of times. Back out on top, 3-pointer. Garcia rattles it home. Garcia's got 8. And Chiawana has got 6 3-point shots made. Hermiston is still looking for their first. In fact, they're still looking for their first field goal in this quarter, down 34-10. 2:26 left in the second. Drive and kick, left corner. How about a Hendon 3? Back iron off, tipped around, secured by Mason. Full head of steam the other direction. He'll come right at Olsen and is fouled. Olsen and Hendon were both there in the defense. I think it's going to be Hendon coming from behind. Nope, they gave it to Olsen. Doesn't matter, his first as well, so it doesn't harm either of them. 5 team fouls on Hermiston. Mason, who's scoreless, he has committed to go over to Helena. Football next year at Carroll College, part of that Chiawana Riverhawks dominant football power. Ran the table this year. Rebound Olsen on the second of the 2 foul shots. Mason missed them both. Olsen jab step to his left down the left lane. Stuck on the block. He walked.
Yep, they got him. Eric, I know, I'm going to say it right now, they need to post Olsen up. I know we don't play a post-up team, but he's got a player on him that he could post up with his youth.
Mantarola skip over to the right side. Garcia into the right elbow for Mason. Back out to Dion Wright. Skip left corner Mantarola. He'll drive baseline. Reverse goes in. First points of the game for Ty Mantarola. 36-10. 1:40 left in the second quarter. Carrillo hesitates around a pick. He'll drive left side and get it to the hoop and lay it in. Kiki Carrillo, with 1:26 left in the quarter, makes Hermiston's first field goal of this period. They're down 36-12. Into Mason, into the lane. Mason going to the line to shoot 2 more. Tis the bowl in the china shop type of basketball you would expect from a football player. He's got a full head of steam, and it's going to be hard for you to stop him, and Grant Olsen has fouled him twice in a row. And Mason makes the first of the 2 foul shots after going 0 for 2 last time at the line. I guess then it becomes a question as, does Olsen have any moves down on the post? I don't know the answer to that. Mason misses the second. 37-12 is the lead for Chiawana with 1:13 left in the second quarter. Olsen between the rings. Right side for Carrillo. Head fake. He's got the sophomore right on him. Gives back to Olsen. Up top to Lynn. Lynn to Vargas. Olsen up top. He'll drive. Mason reach in foul. His second. 9 team fouls on the Riverhawks. So Olsen at the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. 57.9 seconds left. Right now at the foul line, Hermiston has felt a little bit like 3-putting all the time. And that one's another in and out. Right side, quick trigger 3 for Garcia. He hits another one. Garcia's got 11 points in the quarter and a timeout. for Drew Pruniger with 47.8 seconds left. 40-12 is the score line, and it's a 30-second timeout for Hermiston. And I guess it's one of those you could say, well, you're 47.8 seconds away from halftime, but at the same time, you're sitting here down 38. You gotta try to slow things up here. You don't want to be down by 40 and be running clock before as soon as the second half starts.
Yeah, you're down 40-12, and you just got to be able to go ahead and try and weather this. Hermiston needs to. They've missed the front end of 3 one-on-ones already, so that's at least 3 points that they've given away. Plus, they're just not hitting the shots.
Well, in 2 of 10 total in the quarter. I said 38. They're down 28. I cannot be a personal banker online for sure. Left side for Hendon. Up top to Lynn. Kick it around to the right side for Carrillo. 30 seconds left. Carrillo at the right elbow. Back out onto the perimeter for Lynn. Lynn drives and kicks left corner. Hendon 3-ball. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Needed a bucket badly. 40-15 is the score line. Right side answer back 3 for Garcia. That's off the back iron, and Hermiston gets an offensive rebound. Vargas to Carrillo. Up court to Hendon. Hendon will drive in traffic. Misses wildly. Mason's got the rebound. 2 seconds left. Up to Mantarola. Half court heave is short, and that brings us to halftime. Chiawana 40. Hermiston 15. It's a 35-point lead here as the teams head to the locker room. Bulldogs are hoping to find a way to avoid it turning to 36, but sometimes it's just the inevitable. We'll see what they can do in the locker room here at the halftime break. 40-15, Chiawana in front against the Hermiston boys when we come back. First half stats coming your way in 2 minutes on AM 1360 KOHU. Colson, Sunny Levy with you at Hermiston High School in the doghouse. Welcome you if you're joining us on AM 1360 KOHU, your home of Bulldog Athletics for 5 decades. We also welcome you online at gohermiston.com and mixler.com/1360 KOHU. And a nod hello for those of you joining us on the Hermiston School District's YouTube channel, HTV. I'm Eric Olson alongside Sonny Levy here in the CMG Financial Broadcast booth atop Hermiston High School. Down on the floor, it's been all Chiawana. 40-15 is the scoreline. That second group for Chiawana gave Hermiston opportunities. Bulldogs just couldn't turn them into field goals. Only 2 field goals in that second quarter. And they see Chiawana pull away even more, out in front by 40-15 here at the half.
Yeah, and it all starts on the boards, on the glass. Bring me to the next thing we're being out rebounded 25-11 at this point. 10 offensive rebounds for Chiawana, 2 for the Bulldogs. That's something that you can't allow. If you're going to let them pack inside like that, then you've got to get a body on somebody to keep them away from those second chance points.
And this isn't a program that Hermiston's boys have had no success against. Actually, they have won 3 to Chiawana's 4, so it's a 3 out of 7 series since the team started playing against each other. But at the same time, it just feels like Chiawana is in this place up here with their numbers right now. And Hermiston, the numbers, that's what I'm concerned about here in the second half. Down by 25 is they have only really got a 7-man rotation here tonight. So as we get into the second half with the pace, expecting we'll see first team back out there for Chiawana. You're hanging on right now if you're Drew Bridiger.
Yeah, you're hanging on. One thing that you can do, though, is when you get the opportunities, put a Chiawana player on your back, especially if you're down in the post. Somebody's got to be able to post up for the Bulldogs. Make them go ahead and go up over to the top of your back or defend that, and then you're going to be able to kick the ball out for that 3-pointer on the baseline. Right now what we're doing is we're passing the ball around the arc all right, except for we're late. Our rotation is getting there late. Chiawana's using their speed to be able to go ahead and adjust to whatever we're doing when we're throwing the ball on those long cross passes. So we just got to be able to go ahead and get inside, be a little more crisp.
Feels like they know they can get up the line because they're playing against a 4-guard lineup most of the time. And what they know is, let's say they do go for a steal, they go to jump a passing lane and they miss, they know that they have rotational help inside because they're always going to have the size advantage in tonight's game.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is that whenever they do rotate around backside like that, you're right, they're going to have the size advantage, but that's where you've got to get a hip on the body of somebody down low. You got to force them to go back through you. In a big man's game, which isn't so big here. 6'6" is reminds me of when I played the big people back then. So you just got to learn that you got to get a body on people every time a ball goes up.
40-15 is the score line here at halftime. We'll take one last break here on the halftime show. When we come back, we'll have first half stats and second half tip-off as the Chiawana Riverhawk boys are in front 40-15. We're back in 2 more minutes here on AM 1360 KOHU. I'm Eric Olson, he's Sonny Levy. It's AM 1360 at KOHU as the Bulldog basketball team hosts the Chiawana Riverhawks on the Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard. Earlier today, the Hermiston girls beat Chiawana 46-41. Their first win against Chiawana in girls basketball. And for Mallory Moss's team, 3 wins and 3 tries this week to get back to 500 after 0-3 in week 1. This Bulldog boys team 1-4 coming into tonight's matchup. Did win on Tuesday against Southridge here in the doghouse. They are trying to reverse their fortunes here in the second half, trailing 40-15 as the starting unit is back out for Chiawana. Kobe Young, Caden Davis, Taylor Perez, Jaden Martinez, and Cash Calloway. Young, the leading scorer in the game with 14. Trey Garcia had 11 in that second quarter for the Riverhawks. And for Hermiston, Grant Olson to inbound to Kiki Carrillo, Jaden Ramirez, Ben Wicks, and Tyler Lynn, the starting 5 for Hermiston, who are led on the scorebook by Carrillo with 5. Carrillo gives it right corner. Olson three-pointer, switched it. Olson's first points of the night. And a 40-18 lead. Calloway drives and kicks back behind him. Martinez on the right perimeter. Three-pointer hoisted and answers it back. Martinez second bucket of the ball game from outside the arc. 43-18. Half a minute in to the contest. Carrillo out to Ramirez and gets it back into the right corner for Olson. Up top to Wicks. Wicks coming to his left. Pass tipped out of bounds on the near sideline. Off of the fingertips of Taylor Perez. The senior averaging 7.3 points per game, has just 1 bucket so far. All the Riverhawks on the floor only played that first quarter action. Then it was the second group who played the whole second quarter. So this is a more rested group for Chiawana for sure. Wicks up top, hands off to Carrillo on the right perimeter. Back to Wicks. Wicks steps to his left. Right elbow extended jumper. Rims around it out. Taken down by Davis for Chiawana. Lobs it near side to Kobe Young. Extra pass. Calloway right corner 3-ball. Airballed it to Tyler Lynn. For Hermiston, Lynn will bring it up the floor. A little more than a minute in. 43-18. Back to Carrillo. He'll step into a 3-pointer. High arcing off the back iron. Ramirez has the rebound. Left side for Wicks. Wicks fading to his left. Hits an 18-footer. Wicks has got 6. Now he's the leading scorer in the game for Hermiston. 43-20. 90 seconds into quarter number 3. Against the zone, Young down on the right baseline, kicks it to a cutting Calloway, missed the layup and a foul on the rebound as Caden Davis is going to be called for getting Olson on the arm. It's Caden Davis's first. Chiawana had a lot of fouls in the first half, but because they were playing essentially 2 lines, nobody's in true foul trouble for either team. Ramirez out on the right wing. Up top to Wicks. Hands off left side for Lynn. Lynn circling to his right. Kicks it. Ramirez, right wing 3. Front iron too short. Rebound, right elbow jumper. Hoisted back up and swished by Olson. He's got 5. Drew Pruniger told him in shoot around he has to be more selfish, has to get more shots up.
I think he got the message at halftime also.
Right side, off iron, and rebounded by Young. Down to the left block, he'll turn and lay it in over the top of Olson. Kobe Young's got 16 to pace all scores. 45-22 the score line with 5:36 left in the third quarter. Ramirez out to Wicks. Wicks hesitates, comes right side. His layup around Martinez is off iron. Davis has it up to Young. Step through to his left and he'll throw it over with a reverse over his head with his right hand going to the left side of the bucket. Quite acrobatic, makes it 47-22. A little more than 5 minutes left in quarter number 3. Carrillo misses a left side jumper, off iron into Calloway's hands for Chiawana. To Young, left wing, steps into a transition 3, back iron and in. 21 points for Young, who averages 21.3 per game in the first 4 games of the season for the Riverhawks. So he's at least on pace, 50-22 with 4:40 left in the third quarter. Chiawana in front. And another foul on Wicks on an illegal screen. So Wicks now has 3. First foul on Hermiston in the second half. He'll come out, and Rafael Vargas will replace him. Young's high game is 27. He did that on the opening night in the 85-69 loss to Richland. Young right corner, three-pointer, off and out. It rolled off of the top of the backboard. And so called out of bounds, Hermiston ball. .430 left in the third quarter. 50-22 is the advantage for Chiawana. Right side. Give it into the corner for Olsen. Back out on top to Garrett Hendon. Hendon coming left. Hands off to Carrillo. Olsen top of the key. 3 over the top of Young. Rattles home. And a timeout for Drew Pooniger as Grant Olsen has hit 8 in the quarter. It's 50-25. We'll take the full timeout as well. Back in a minute on AM 1360 KOHU. Out of the Hermiston timeout, 4:12 left in the third quarter. 50-25 is the score line. Grant Olsen, 8 points here in the quarter. It's like one of those guys you call the first time, they don't pick up, you call immediately again. They pick up the phone and get the message. Right side, three-pointer knocked down by Jaden Martinez. He's answered every call he's gotten tonight. He's got 9. 53-25. 3:45 left in the third quarter. Olsen up top of the key, comes left and hands off to Creel, gets it right back in the left quarter. Kobe Young has picked up his defensive intensity, trying to deny Olsen a little bit more. Bulldog freshman has it again on the left perimeter and hands off to Ramirez. Ramirez is passed to Carrillo. Miss on a steal attempt by Perez. Olsen will drive in, bumped, misses the shot over Garcia, who came into the game for the Riverhawks. Kobe Young in the lane, off iron on the shot. Olsen's got the rebound. 53-25. 3:13 left in the third quarter. Hendon out onto the right wing for Ramirez. Poked out his hands. He gets it back and gives to Hendon. Flipped Olsen. Left corner for Carrillo. Carrillo will come out of the corner and back up top to Hendon. Skip it around right side. Vargas three-pointer. Off iron. He gets his own rebound. Stuck on the baseline. Lobs it back out on top to nobody. Kobe Young's got it. Kobe Young's got numbers. Leaves it for Perez. Perez to a cutting Davis, who's got his first points of the night. They were trying to set up another alley-oop to Kobe Young. That's how this game started. Still end up with the points and a 30-point Chiawana lead. 2:35 left. Ball tipped out of bounds. Far side by Perez. And Tyler Lynn will come in for Ramirez. Hermiston's got an inbound. Looks like they will give him baseline. Olsen will have the basket to his right as he looks up. Blocks and elbows for Hermiston to start the inbound play. Into Hendon on the right perimeter. Up to Lynn. Lynn looking right. Will get it there to Vargas. Vargas comes to his left after a head fake. Threw it over the rim, and Young's got it for Chiawana. Up court to Martinez. Martinez jump stop into the lane. Missed the shot. Rebound Davis. Davis throws it off of the leg of a teammate. It's out of bounds. Hermiston ball. 2:16 left in the third quarter. 55-25 is the Chiawana advantage.
Well, quite the pace, and Hermiston's got to just keep attacking the basket.
Olsen right side, pass picked by Perez. Perez, he'll take it himself to the rim. Missed the dunk attempt, and Young cleans up the miss. Kobe Young's got 23. 57-25 is the scoreline. 1:50 left. Kiki Carrillo will drive left side. Glassing good. Carrillo's got 7. Leading scorer for Hermiston. No, check that. Olsen's got 8. 57-27, and again, Chiawana turns it over.
A good pass that time. Garcia just wasn't ready for the ball, and it went right through his hands to the back door there.
Top to Lynn. Lynn coming to his left. Around Hendon. Hands to Carrillo. Carrillo. Hounded by Perez on the perimeter. Back out to Olsen up top. Kicks right side. On the perimeter. Hendon skips it up top. Carrillo throws it baseline out of bounds. Looked for Lynn, but Lynn zigged when he thought he was going to zag. 30-point Chiawana lead. 1:18 left in the third quarter. Perez will take the inbound. And left side three-pointer hoisted and hit by Garcia. Garcia's got 14. 60-27 with a minute left. Left side, Olsen hands off to Lynn. Lynn coming to his right to Carrillo. Out to Hendon on the right wing. In front of the band, Hendon will head fake a drive, kick it across, left block for Lynn. He's blocked, it's out of bounds, Hermiston ball. Lynn will be the inbounder, baskets to his left as he looks up, blocks and elbows to start. Lynn's got to get it somewhere. Kicks it into the right corner for Hendon. Hendon will split 2 defenders. Take it against Young. Blocked off of the backboard. Up court the other end for Perez, and he's got the lay-in in transition. 62-27 is the score line. 32 seconds left, and Kobe Young pokes the ball out of bounds on the far sideline.
Now we're getting a little bit lazy with our passes.
Well, and you have 30 seconds left in the third quarter. We don't have the same types of changes. The minute totals are way skewed. Chiawana's well more rested after most of this group did not play an entire quarter in the first half. Lynn, the right elbow, gives to Vargas. Vargas, step back, leaves it for Carrillo up top. 5 on the shot clock. Carrillo coming left. He'll take it into the paint and is fouled +1. Perez got him on the arm. Carrillo's got a chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Nice job that time at keeping and forcing the shot to go inside and making sure that Hermiston at least got a foul out of it.
Well, and I think part of it is it's just attack middle. You don't wait till the urgency of there's 5 on the shot clock before you're attacking this team. Just because the foul shooting in the first half was bad, 4 of 14 bad, Carrillo makes it. Keep getting to the line. I mean, at some point you'll start hitting these shots. Right side, three-pointer Martinez at the buzzer is off. And at the end of 3 quarters, Chiawana is in front, 62-30. We've got fourth quarter action coming your way when we come back in a minute on AM 1360 KOHU. Scoreboard after 3 quarters. How about this score line? Running clock on Richland. Kamaikan 69, Richland 25.
Wow.
I think it's pretty clear who the first half of the season Kings are, and they're Braves. Right side, three-pointer for Cash Calloway is off iron as we start the fourth quarter. Chiawana in front 62-30. Jaden Ramirez out onto the right side for Rafael Vargas. Near side to Lynn. Lynn to Hendon. Hendon left elbow kicks. Left corner Lynn. Three. Airball too hard. And Calloway's got the rebound. Calloway got switched into the second group. He'll get it up to Dion Wright, the sophomore. Down to Mason. Gives it right back to Wright of the block. He's fouled.
So Hendon's going to pick up his first.
It is Garrett's first and the second team foul on Hermiston. That is the one thing about the third quarter. Chiawana scored 22 points. In the quarter, they hit 4 more three-point shots. They did not go to the free throw line. Where they're 5 of 8 tonight, make it 5 of 9. As Dion Wright, who is scoreless in this game, misses the first of his 2 opportunities. 62.7% free throw shooting team and an 0 for 2 trip there. So now they're 5 of 10 from the line. Free throw shooting is leaving a lot of the purists a lot to be desired tonight. Pass through the lane, right side, finished by Wicks. Hendon somehow just rifled it through the arms of a couple of Chiawana Riverhawks to get the bucket. Mason out on top to Calloway for the Riverhawks. Spins to the left elbow, back to right on the right wing for the sophomore against a fellow sophomore Vargas who pushes him foul. Oh, travel call. Ooh, I suppose if it wasn't 62-32, 20th year head coach Chad Heron may have a bit more complaining to do about that call. That looked like a clean spin move. Lynn going to the right side. Onto the perimeter for Ramirez. He'll step into the right elbow. His jumper's off iron. Hendon gets the rebound over Arlo Valdivinos, but can't get the putback. Wright's got it. Lobs it up floor to Mason. Passed him out of bounds. 30-point lead for Chiawana. We're about 90 seconds into the fourth quarter. Tyler Lynn, Jaden Ramirez, Rafael Vargas, Garrett Hendon, and Ben Wicks for the Hermiston Bulldogs. Vargas on the right wing. Up top to Lynn. Left side, Hendon there. He'll give it to Ramirez, coming to his right. Back to Wicks. Wicks. Ramirez, Hendon, left side. Hendon will drive to the 10. An offensive foul as Hendon comes down right on the top of the Chiawana Riverhawk defender who slid out in front of him. And Ty Mantarola took the worst of it. I mean, Hendon kind of looked like he was getting ready to Fosbury flop over the top of Mantarola there on a high jump.
It did look like it. I mean, he turned, he was going in backwards, that's for sure.
So it's 62-32. 6:08 left in the fourth quarter. Right out to Mason on the left side. Back into Valdivinos. The jumper in the lane goes for Valdivinos. He's got 4.
But Eric, that's what Hermiston has to do. They have to keep putting pressure on the basket like that.
Ramirez gives it to Lynn. Lynn coming to his right to the lane. He's fouled on the way there. And like you said, keep putting pressure on the basket. 5:42 left. Look, Drew Pruniger has talked in previous pregame shows about there are going to be games this season where they have to look for little wins because it's probably not going to be in the scorebook at the end of the game. A little win here tonight would be keeping this under 40 and avoiding running clock.
Yes, it would. That'd be a big win there. At this point, it'd be a huge win.
Lynn, 2 for 2 trip to the line. He will come out and be replaced by Grant Olson. 64-34 with 5:42 left. This second team for Chiawana has not been nearly as offensively potent, especially with Trey Garcia getting switched in during that third quarter with the first team. Left corner, three-pointer for Wright. That's off iron. Tip to Ramirez. Ramirez gets tumbled to the floor. And Mason will get called for his third foul.
Is that his third or fourth?
Oh, you're right. It is his fourth. Fourth team foul. I suppose that's the thing that could go wrong for Hermiston is they foul out one of these guys.
Yeah.
And one of the starters has to come back in. Olsen lobs it under the right wing for Carrillo. Carrillo back to Olsen to the corner. He'll drive baseline. Found himself a lane to the right hand and lays it in. Grant Olsen's got 10, 64-36. A little more than 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Callaway on the right wing. Taken to the 10 and a foul on a wild shot by Mantarola.
And they're going to say he was actually in the act. He was fouled clear at the free throw line by Ramirez. And they even give it to Wicks.
Yeah, they gave it to Ben, so he's got 4. Fourth team foul on Hermiston. Mantarola rims out the first foul shot. Drew Pruninger wants a full timeout before this second foul shot. 4:56 left in the fourth quarter. 64-36, Chiawana's lead. We'll take a minute as well. Back in that on AM 1360 KOHU. The Chiawana Riverhawks are in front here in Hermiston with 4:56 left in the fourth quarter. Columbia Orthodontics scoreboard final for Kamiakin's boys, an 82-39 domination of the Richland Bombers. Hermiston girls were 46-41 winners at Chiawana earlier this afternoon. 0 for 2 trip as Mantarola misses the second foul shot out of the Hermiston timeout. Drew Pruninger's got one of those left. Kiki Carrillo, hesitation drive down the left lane, high off the glass and good. Carrillo's got 12 to lead Hermiston. 64-38. 4.5 minutes left. Callaway left baseline, 8-footer, back iron too hard. And then Valdivinos will kick it out of bounds on the far side. Valdivinos, Chad Aaron believes that he will be playing football in Forest Grove next year, Pacific University. So he's got Mason going to Carroll. He's got Valdivinos going to Pacific. He's got Kobe Young going to Boise State for basketball. Kicked out of bounds. It'll stay Hermiston ball on the baseline with 4:16 left, trailing by 26. And Riley Clark, who's not here for Hermiston, will miss the next couple of games in quarantine, hopefully back by Pasco next Friday. Clark is also about ready to ink his deal. These are all things Pruninger told me before the game tonight. Ink his deal with Western Oregon University track and field. Olsen missed a jumper. It's poked out of his hands. Mason has it down the near sideline for Chiawana. Kick it. Right. Will drive. Right baseline. Fouled on his way to the rim by Carrillo. Kiki's first of the game. 5 team fouls on Hermiston. And Dion Wright still looking for his first points of the night at the foul line. With 2 foul shots coming. He was 0 for 2 his first trip. And the iron is a little bit more kind to him on this trip, so the Riverhawks are 1 of 5 from the foul line here in the second half. Some Chiawana changes. Trey Garcia comes back in, and with him, Mark LaPointe. for Callaway and Valdivinos. Wright makes them both that time. 7 of 14 from the foul line for Chiawana. 7 of 17 from the foul line for Hermiston. Drive into the lane and a 2-point hit. Runner by Derek Devon. Derek Devon in there along with Aiden Garay. Left side, Mason lays it in. And Mason's got 3 now. 68-40. Ball turned over, left on the floor. Mason picks it up ahead of a diving Devon. Mason hesitates and drives against Wicks and glass and good. Now Mason's got 5. 70-40. 30-point lead again for Chiawana with 3 minutes left. Olsen drives right baseline, lay it in, +1. LaPointe with the foul and a chance for Olsen to get a 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Nice job that time by Olsen of the isolation and take him on the dribble.
Around and out for Olsen on the foul shot. So other end quickly down and a lay-in for Mantarola, who has his second bucket of the ball game. 72-42. 2:34 left in the fourth quarter. And a steal and a swipe by Mantarola all by himself the other end of the floor. He's got 4 in a row. 74-42. Devon gets away from Mason, applying the pressure into the front court. Olsen. It's almost like the Riverhawks have got their own little mini game going for this second team to get to the running clock, even though there's only 2:09 left. Devon, right corner, 3 ball. Front iron off. Wicks hits the rebound, throws it back in, but Mason's got it for Chiawana. Mason a 2-on-1. He'll take it and lob it into the right corner for Garcia. Garcia threw it out of bounds. Garcia's got 14 points. He's hit 4 3-pointers tonight for Chiawana. But he lost the handle on that one. Under 2 minutes left. 74-42. Devon to Olsen. Right side for Carrillo. Wicks diving down the lane away from Carrillo, who will fill that space and hand it off to Garay. Garay to Wicks coming right. Foul line jumper. Glass and good. Wicks has got 10. Double digits for him again tonight. 74-44. Minute 23 left. Dion Wright. 2 points tonight. Sophomore lobs it to Mason out on the left wing. Up top to LaPointe. He's one of the few Riverhawks who are scoreless right now. Wright will hesitate and drive, foul off of the ball, and Wicks just fouled out of the game. That was Hermiston's foul to give. Not that that really matters, but it is Wicks' 5th. So Ben Wicks will foul out with 10 points tonight after 11 points last night in his first start at Kennewick. This Bulldog team, it's a one-day rest. They go to Walla Walla on Monday night. Garrett Hendon will replace the now excluded Wicks. Far sideline inbound for Wright. Mantarola between the rings. Lobs far side to Mason. Mason up top to LaPointe. LaPointe tries a 3-point shot. Kind of just fluffed it. Short shot by Mason, right corner. LaPointe's put back off as well. 48 seconds left. Right now both teams just kind of shooting like they're out there on the driving range, and they're only going to take a couple of hacks before they start playing. Left side, 3-pointer for Devon. That's soft iron and into the hands of Wright. Final 36 seconds, actually a little less than that now. LaPointe is in a position with Hendon, try to back him down. LaPointe will try another 3-pointer, way too hard, and it's out. They are trying to get LaPointe, the senior, into the scorebook tonight. And with 14.5 seconds left, I just don't think it's going to work.
Nope, not unless Hermiston fires up, a shot real fast.
Well, Devon's got it. He'll circle into lane right. Has it ripped right out of his hands. Foul. And Trey Mantarola is going to get called for his second 6-team foul. So Hermiston with 3.7 seconds left in the contest will have a baseline inbound. Derek Devon will be the inbounder. Lobs it into Hendon in the lane, and he floats it in. Hendon's got the last bucket of the ball game. 74-46, and so Hermiston won a few mini games there in the second half as the Chiawana Riverhawks win the big game and improve to 3-2. The Bulldogs fall to 1-5. We've got the Sway Motors post-game show when we come back in 2 minutes on AM 1360 KOHU.